Okay, what's a stereotype of your own race?
You know, that's an interesting question. Like, when I think about race, and I like look outside, like to what type of, I ask myself like, what type of world do we live in? Like, um, something that my grandma showed me, like instilled in me was that we should be loving brothers and sisters to everyone, and as an individual, I think we all have a responsibility as a global citizen to try to help our neighboring friends and just our communities. And like a question that sometimes I ponder on is like, do I look like illegal, like based on my individual looks and perceptions? So there's interesting, like I went down to Tijuana, Mexico this spring break, and like I got to see the difference of what a society perceives as an individual and what the hardships an individual faces, and you see all these um, bad things going on in the media, that all the drug wars in Mexico, and you don't really see the issues that's going down, and sometimes that leads to a stereotype as an individual population that people are into gangs because they're associated with this type of, becomes this notion rather than having a getting to the root of the cause of what is it that people need, that should be aware of, that should be on the news, such as like when people don't have enough food, what do they do? They have to try to find a way. Sometimes people were shocked, some of my peers, that there's kids begging on the street asking for some food or some money, and people you know didn't do anything about it. But then can you ask yourself, like, you know um, I felt kind of like a tourist being there, because I was like, I had a different perspective of what an actual different world is, the United States versus Mexico and the frontiers, and you actually get to see the different types of issues. So I think when going back to stereotypes, I think sometimes we need to go back to the root and sometimes of the issue, and just kind of look at it through a humble perspective and try to ask yourself, what can I do to help my brother or sister?